Welcome back to Weekly Update. It's been a minute. Let's get into it. Alright, so you get lockers this week. They're non-functional. Again. They look cool though. Detailing and whatnot. Again, amazing. So they I feel like they did a lot for this, man. For like in terms of detailing. This is insane looking. There's that board again. So in one of my most recent modding videos, I think it's episode 5, there was a port on one of the lights. And this was actually, I think, on the lights too. That's cool. So that fits the theme. I don't know if they're like, the mod author was trying to go for that or not, but hey, you know, sweet. Little side view of it here. You can actually see like some wiring poking through the grill. Oh, that's sick. Some more ports. Remote operated system. What? That's awesome. Little front view. Let me go over here. Alright, here's the front section. Front section looks cool. Little bottom portion here. A lot of detailing on this. Like I said, I feel like they did a lot for the detailing on this. You get a little prototype sticker there with the barcode. That's sick. Moving up. Lockers look crazy. They look kind of small to me. I don't know. Because how are you going to fit that big suit in here? You'll have to scrunch it up. In the top section, you get the little instruction sticker that looks like it's got ripped off or beat up. Scratches all over the place still. Metal looks kind of dirty. Insane job on these. I really like them. We've seen this previously in one of the weekly updates. They were teased in the dev diary. I don't remember which one at this point, but yeah, these look insane. The other thing that happened this week was hydrogen thrusters got a new particle effect. Because you guys complained enough about it, I'm assuming. Yeah, these look incredible, again, to me. I liked the first effect. That's just me personally. But some of you guys in the comments didn't really like it that much or didn't appreciate it, so Keen ended up redoing it. Nice job. They went back, revisited it, and made it look insane looking. It looked good before, but now it's... wow. That is awesome. Fantastic job, again, on this. So, I don't know which one it is. What I mean... yeah, dude. Okay, cool. What we're looking at with it turned off now. Nothing going to it. And then obviously you've just seen it turned on, so. You get the small one looking the same way. They all look the same way, you know, particle effects and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. Cool. So, we're going to move on to the locker section real quick. Paint it. See if anything changes. Typical yellow, why not? Get my character back. Oh yeah, there we go. Still, yellow is gonna be my favorite thing to put on things in this game. I don't know why, it just looks incredible. This is awesome. Did it? I feel like it didn't, and I'm just crazy, but at the same time, no, I think it did. There's no way that just colored that. What? It did? It colors the port and the rings around. You guys are insane. Top notch, honestly. The attention to detail is insane. Insane. Wow. That's something so minuscule that you wouldn't expect or probably even think about, but it changes. That's the kind of stuff that I like to see. Something that is, you're probably never going to notice that, but it changes. That is awesome. And then you've already seen the hydrogen thruster, blah, blah, blah. You know what it looks like colored. So, see what it looks like destroyed now. One shot just takes the whole thing out. Fantastic. Back shot. Cool. Nothing too crazy with that. So one shot explodes everything. Awesome. Let's get into the same little ship that we showed this off the first time, man. And see this new particle effect. So it doesn't sound like the change, or the sound changed too much, which I didn't expect it to. They never said anything about the sound. But again, the particle effect is changed. So you can now see it's almost like little rings of the flame. Especially, like, there's different stages too, which is awesome. If you're looking on the left thruster. That's sick. Fantastic job. I don't care what anybody says. I love these. They're insane. Alright. I'm going to move on to the dev diary because it's kind of a lot. Alright, so here we are in Steam. The locker block is now available. The hydrogen thruster received a visual upgrade. Additionally, the shower block got a polish. I didn't notice anything when I looked at the shower block for any differences, but it says it did. So, I mean, if you find it, cool, let me know. On to the dev diary. So, what are we aiming for? Longer, more tactical engagements, so fights should take time, measured in minutes, not seconds. We want to avoid sudden one-shot kills by giving players time to react. That's insane, because sometimes you could take like a little railgun and shoot a drone and boop, you're done. You know? Seconds. Preparation should matter. Preparation should matter. Players who scout, build defenses, or prepare ambushes should be able to generate unfair local advantages. Yeah, so if I see that your base is fairly under-defended or whatnot, you got less turrets than I'm expecting, then we can set up a whole missile system to just destroy you. Cool. You know? Rock, paper, scissors balance. So no single weapon or strategy should dominate. Yes, thank you. Take care of the metas. Get them completely out. A system where different combat types counter each other that could make battles more dynamic. I fully agree with that. That's awesome. The player feedback and clarity. You should know when you've hit something. I can't think of how many times I've hit something and you literally can't tell if anything happened. It's sometimes you can hit it and like a thruster flies off, or sometimes you hit it and it's the most minuscule block deformation ever and you'll never see it. Why? Support both attack and defense playstyles. So offensive and defensive roles should be both viable with tools, mechanics that support each other. Again, I agree. That's sick. So, if you guys haven't seen this video yet for the work in progress, this is the new desert biome. This looks awesome. The detailing is insane. Texturing on everything looks incredible. I'm so ready for planets to come and actually be like this, because I've been playing on them for a little bit now, but they do not look like this, and I am so excited for this. So the combat duration and survivability in SE1, a single cockpit could end the fight, or a single cockpit hit could end the fight instantly, like I was talking about with that railgun against a single drone. One shot, you're done. Take that out. We're looking at ways to prevent this. Possibly through shields, which is insane, or other durability layers that give players more time to react. The idea isn't to make combat slower for the sake of making it slower, but more interesting and fair. So, looks like we might be getting shields in SE2. That's a welcomed update. I'm actually kind of happy about that, because some of these blocks feel a little squishy. That may change. I don't know. but they're at least looking at it. Weapon dynamics, rock, paper, scissors style combat. So they explored a triangle-based model where aimed/manual weapons beat automated turrets. So if your weapon is aimed already at a target, then it's going to beat the automated turrets. Whereas your automated turrets beat the rockets and missiles. So if the automated turret's already aimed or shooting at something, then it's going to beat your rockets or your missiles. Okay. And then your rockets and missiles beat your aim turrets. So it all is in a triangle or a loop, whatever. It's all going to be counteracting each other, is what I'm understanding that as. It encourages diverse ship builds, making strategic choices more meaningful, especially in PvP. I haven't really played Space Engineers PvP that much, but we'll see what 2 looks like. Detection, infiltration, and defense. We'd like players to have ways to detect enemies, not just through visually spotting tools like scanners or sensors. This also opens up infiltration gameplay, where a player could sneak into an enemy base or ship, gain an advantage. But for that to work, defenders need countermeasures, like surveillance systems, detection blocks, or hacking protections. So they're also looking at the idea of hacking encounters as a minigame or high stakes mechanic during infiltration. That sounds fun. Hacking an SC1, kind of boring. Make it more interesting is what their goal is. I like the idea of that. And then here's another work in progress. Rock test slipped in there. These look incredible. The rocks on Verdure currently don't look like this, so I'm excited for these. Safe zones and risk management. Safe zones came up a lot. We're considering making them limited in size and availability, costly to maintain over time, and then slowly to set up. The idea is to preserve tension and avoid scenarios where players are untouchable. One suggestion was to have safe zones chip decay over time, even when stored, to prevent stockpiling. This could also be a progression system that allows players to expand their safe zones later in the game. So their goal is to not make players untouchable, from what I'm understanding, but you still have the ability to kind of protect yourself or your base. That's cool. I agree with that. Character combat versus grid combat. Another angle we're still thinking about is how important should character combat be compared to grid combat. Should it be played more like a shooter or more like an engineering driven encounter? Some ideas they're toying with are characters boarding grids and taking them over, kind of like pirating, That's kind of what that is. Combat focused suit upgrades. Okay, that could be cool. More like armor and whatnot. And then dedicated tools for sabotage or infiltration. That would be cool. There's also a potential to make enemy characters more visible or tagged in your HUD if they're hostile, not allied, making encounters more easily trackable and to respond to and whatnot. I agree. That's sick. I feel like first person, or not really necessarily first person, but just character combat in general could be cool. Like with the whole pirating thing and whatnot. That would be sick. This is a block animation test if you have not seen this yet. I seen this and was instantly blown away. This looks like the hydrogen engine. So I mean, hey, sneak peek at that. That's awesome. I like how the pistons are going in and out. I'm wondering if they should do it that way, or if they should make them all fire separately. Like, whatever, one goes, then the other one goes, then the other one goes. That would be cool, but the way that it's set up now, I like it. It's awesome. As always, these are early stage discussions, so the systems may evolve, combine, or be cut entirely, but this is the direction that they're currently thinking of taking the game into. So, with all that being said, I'm super excited to keep covering these. I thought they were done. I don't know why I thought they were done, but I didn't see one for like a week or two, so I was kind of like, where'd they go? But they're back. So I'm super excited to keep covering them for you guys. I love doing these. They're so much fun. I love seeing what comes out new every week. the SC2 is looking crazier and crazier by the day and the week, whatever, you know, with the new mods coming out and the new weekly updates. I'm so excited for survival, and I cannot wait, even though we're gonna have to. But anyways, that's it for me. If you guys like the video, like, leave a comment, subscribe. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of the year, so if you'd consider subscribing, that'd be amazing. I greatly appreciate it. And that's all I got. I'll see you next time. Okay, thanks. Bye!